Welcome back to M Hood Fishing. Depending on the title of this video, you probably already know what is in the bag, or you're assuming. And yes, it is shrimp. We are fishing with shrimp today to start anyway. I do have a little bit of cut bait. This is market bait from a seafood market. This was actually from Salvo's here in Belle Chasse. They did not have bait shrimp, so we got jumbos here. We're gonna cut them up. We're gonna start out small here, real light. We're gonna fish with one of my smaller catfish rods. This is only 20-pound test. Using 1 ounce no roll sinker here. We got a 20-pound leader. We've got a Kale hook here. Let's get it off and take a look at it. That is, I might be wrong, but I think it's a 3/0, might be a 2/0. I tied this leader up a long time ago, and honestly, I don't remember what it is. It is a smaller Kale than I would normally use. So what are we going to go light? Well, we're not going to fish the shrimp to start off in the deeper water, maybe later. We're going to start out real close in here. We might get into catfish, but that's not really what I'm targeting. I just wanted to chill here in the shade for a second, have a cup of tea. Obviously that's a builder's tea that I'm brewing up back there. We're going to look for flounder and other things real close in, maybe a red, probably going to hit a gaff top, who knows. Why are we talking about just saltwater fish? Well, I'm sure that a lot of you know what's up, but maybe you're new to my channel. Right now, we've got a really low river, and typically when it's this low, around 4 feet, we'll call it a green river, because the higher the salinity count, when the salt water is backing up with the tide, the greener the river is going to be down here. Yeah, it's the Mississippi River. It is going on 3 o'clock right now. We're gonna chill in the shade, have some tea, sit here and fish real close in, see if we can find some mullet too. And then once we get the tea down my gullet, we're gonna go off down the beach here and fish bigger water, deeper water with bigger gear. Yeah, you're right, come on. This is my new camping kettle. The problem with it is actually the best thing about it. The biggest problem is that it's not a whistler. And the best thing about it is that it's not a whistler. This one is perfect for stealth camping when you don't necessarily want people to hear your kettle whistling because you're stealth camping. Not necessarily in that situation today, but we're gonna have to watch it steam. Very good, very good. We got it exactly where we want it. This little teapot only holds 3 cups. Perfect for 1 person. While I'm letting my tea steep, I'm gonna go ahead and get a piece of bait out there. We'll see if that's the right size. I'm gonna pull the hook and see. I might want a smaller. I think I'm gonna trim this down just a little bit more. Perfect. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and run the hook through the cup part and up through the shell, and just like that. I'm gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna cut this other bit left over into smaller pieces and just fish the whole shrimp out 1 piece at a time. Right in front of me, we got all this tree stuff left in the shallow bit of the water, and then it's shady. So we want to try and get this bait just a bit past that. Oh, I wanted it in the shade, but that's close enough right there on the edge. We'll go with that for the moment. I'm expecting to find smaller fish hanging out in there. You never know, there could be a big fish running through there. This is an interesting bit of water right here. The idea that I'm going for here is that around in this area, fish will take shelter and bait will take shelter. What's interesting about this bit of water is the mud line is still out past where that tree is, almost to the structure, the far bit of structure right there. But if you look this way, it's starting to come in a little closer. The water's a little cleaner, a little closer in just to our left. And we're watching this area over here just to our left. That's about maybe 20 feet from the water line here, because I think I've seen out of that corner of my eye some activity, some bait activity hanging out over there. It's early days still, because it's so early in the afternoon. Look at this right here. That's where it used to be connected, and this is where it's hanging. Huh, it's a pretty old dock. It's still in use. Tea time is over. The river has come up since I was last on this stretch of beach, but it's only came up about almost 2 feet, just under 2 feet. I'm gonna go down river just a bit till we get real close to the where the anchorage begins. If you look ahead, you'll see that big boat there. There's always going to be boats anchored down that way because it's a stretch of river set aside for boats to anchor in. I got all the way down there and decided against it. It's real thick mud, whereas here I can walk out and not sink and get stuck. So we're gonna fish right here. We're gonna use a small piece of cut bait. I don't have that much cut bait down here with me at the moment, but for the moment we're gonna put this way out deep on a 5/0. 50-pound mono is the leader. The main line is 80-pound braid. It's on my one of my 12 footers. We're using 3 ounces of a sinker on a sinker slide. After we get through the cut bait, we might put shrimp way out there, but for the moment we're going to fish cut bait far out and shrimp close in and see if we do better. Down there where I started for my tea break, a lot of little bites, probably bait thieves. We'll see if we experience the same thing here. We're getting deep into the afternoon here and we've got guests down there, so let's get into it. First thing I'm going to do is put the shrimp out. I want to see if I'm going to need to switch it from a 1 ounce to 2. I brought 2 ounces. So we're just out there past the mud line, not too far. Seems like it's staying put. I'm not going to use a bank stick here. I'm going to just keep this on the sand spike. Nice. Okay, yes. First fish is on the shrimp. Had bites on the cut bait, but ooh, what do we got here? This is the mud. Since this is only 20-pound test, gonna have to give this fish a little bit of a pause. Here we go. Got him. What do we got? What could we have? What's the possibility here? Oh my goodness, look at that. I know it's not that big of a cat, no reason to get freaked out, but there is a reason for me personally. I haven't seen a blue cat for the last few sessions come out of here. It's all been gaff tops, so looky there. Got us a little tiny blue cat. Maybe he's 12 inches, but I'm not keeping this one. I'm gonna let him go. Let him turn into a tank, maybe a donkey. If you, whoa, a bit of a hole I stepped in. If you play your cards right, kid, you're gonna be a donkey someday. This spot is turning out to be tricky. I wanted to check this to make sure we still had bait on and hit a snag, and it is solid. We're gonna have to wrap the line around that stick. The last time I was on this stretch of beach, I was hitting a snag, but it was a little closer to where we just were. I was hoping coming down I would get away from it, but we found another one. There we go. We just popped everything. I'm gonna give this one more go far out there, see if we can get something. We might hit a snag again, but this time we're going to put out a bigger hook. We're going to put out an 8/0 with a bigger piece. We're going to put out a head piece. Wrapping and breaking. I'm going to tie back up, but I'm not going to throw this back out at this spot. Well, I moved spots and now I'm reading instructions. What is that all about? Let's check this out. So this is what that's all about. A friend of mine from Last Cast, which is a bait shop on Lake Holbrook in Mineola, Texas, sent this light to me. We're going to zip tie this to the rod and fish her through the night because I don't want this to be a one fish session. So we're going to stay. The instructions say zip tie this to the rod tip. So we're going to do that. I don't know, do you go through this bit so it doesn't slide up and down? Yeah, let's go through that bit. Apparently this doesn't affect casting is what he told me, but we're gonna see. Here, I'm sorry. Let's see how this works. Okay, now I'm gonna clip this. So we just pushed the battery right in here. Oh look, it's green. Yeah, you're right. Well, it's not fully dark yet, but we are gonna use this, and it says on the instructions there that if You want to save the battery, you just flip it. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and put this out, and then we'll turn it on in a second. We want to see if we can cast this, no problem. I decided to come closer down to where I started the video because the last time I fished on this particular stretch of beach, I was hitting snags right here where we're at, but not as bad as down there where we were. So we're here, but mostly we're gonna fish this shrimp close in. You see this structure right here? We're gonna put a piece of shrimp way over there, right in front of it, right before it. As we get deeper into the afternoon, we're experiencing more activity closer in. So maybe fishing closer in is the way to go. And maybe I didn't do this right, because there we go. I know you didn't see that, but it was kind of tipped forward, but it didn't impede my casting. All right, so I'm gonna include a link to their Facebook page as well. But as you can see, there's the info. If you want to order these, you can order it through them by email or calling them, or checking them out on their Facebook page. It's finally quiet out here. There was a lot of activity. That's what you get when you come to this spot on a Sunday. If you like the light, you could also just go over to Last Cast if you're in East Texas. They're on Lake Holbrook right outside of Mineola, Texas. I know quite a few of you watching are in East Texas, so yeah, you're right. Just go and check them out. They got lots of live bait and other things too. Good friends of mine. Yeah, you're right. Let's get into this. Let's see if I can get this headpiece out before we start getting a bite on that shrimp. I don't think I'm going to try and put this out as far as I was earlier. We're rocking an 8/0 octopus circle hook again. I just want to get this a little bit past, yeah, awesome, a little bit past that structure right there. Just hope for the best here. Hope I don't hit that revetment. The last time I fished this particular spot, I was bringing my stuff in a bunch of times without any problems, but then 2 times I hit something hard and it cut right through my line. Can you guys see the light? Can you see that? That's looking pretty cool over there, huh? So I've already turned it on. It's not obnoxiously bright, but it's not so dim that I can't see it. I like it. It's pretty cool. It's not causing any real problems with me casting. As you may think, I am not a fan of attaching things to the end of my rod tip, but this is okay. Something's going on with my big rod. Oh yeah, we're getting a bite here. It's a really slight pickup on the bait. Gave us a slack line. There you go, guys. There you go. Can you see it? The slightest, very slightest of a tap up there. Tension's building now. There we go. More taps. More tension building. Oh. I wonder if this is a gaff top. It's kind of playing the rod tip like a gaff top would. So I just gave it a nice half. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're hooked up on that headpiece. Maybe it's a decent gaff top because it is an 8/0. Please don't run into the cutter. Oh, nice head shakes right there. Ooh. Well, compared to the first fish I caught, this is decent. Though that doesn't mean that it's technically decent. We'll just have to wait till we get it up here because it might be climbing the mud hill, making me think it's halfway decent when, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we're coming through something bad right now. Oh no. Ooh, there we go. Man, what do we got here? Oh, that is a hog of a gaff top. Look at that. My friend Jacob caught 2 nice ones right before this. You just texted me and told me about it. And now we got one. And he got his all the way up at Gramercy. The river is absolutely full of these gaff tops right now. Gramercy is pretty good ways north of here. That's, to give you an idea, St. Rose, which has caused me a lot of grief this month, well, all of September, and it looks like it's going to be a while. St. Rose is 30 miles from here. Gramercy is much further than that. So these gaff tops, they're just climbing the river. Look at that. Let's get them up here. Definitely about 4 pounds, somewhere around there, 4 or 5 pounds. I'm not going to bother weighing it, of course, but it's pretty decent. I'm not really in the mood to keep fish right now. Not a gaff top anyway. If I bang into a red or a flounder, I might change my mind for sure, but there you go, man. Whoa. Okay. Oh no. I think this happened either it ran into that metal and cut me, or I should have been throwing steel leader with that big piece, because no, it ran me into something and cut me. That was a really big fish. Dang it, that's the third time today that I've lost everything, but the first time I've lost something to a fish. Whoa. I know this is going to sound like a fish story to you, but right after I turned the camera off, huge fish jumped out there. Either it was a gar or it was a shark. I'm going to think gar. But it ran me into structure and that cut me. Whatever that was. It's out there with my leader. I'm thinking that was either a gar or a bull red. Bull red, oh. I thought I heard something bust the water out there again. A bull red would fight like that, grab the bait and just run to the right or the left. Here we go. We're hooked up. Try to get him high up in the column so he doesn't run into that, whatever it is. This feels like a cat this time. At least this is a 3-fish video so far rather than a 2-fish video. Oh no! Son of a... My goodness. Oh, no. Just all of a sudden, bam, the line got cut. Just a little kid down there in a diving suit with a pair of scissors. It's got to be. Come on now. Oh, my goodness, I'm upset. I just had a slack line right after I said upset. I saw a slack line and it tightened up over here on the lit up pole. This is the one with the shrimp closer in. I think we got one. We got him. We got something here. Yes. We lose one big fish and get another. Oh, wait a minute. I'm speaking too soon here, because here we go. We're bringing them up the mud hill on this 20-pound test. It's not a big fish, but oh, I think, yes, I was wondering where you guys were. Unagi. Got myself an eel. Yeah, you're right. That's an American eel or an Atlantic eel. Pretty common. It's actually usually this, whoa, there he goes. He was kind of small. We didn't want to keep that. That's fine. He unhooked himself. That's usually the same eel that's on your sushi. So this big rod has just been giving me heartache today. It did bring me in a nice fish, but let's put it to bed, but let's not go to bed here. We're just gonna fish closer in, see if we can catch more eel or something else. Just putting out little pieces of shrimp, bringing the hook through both sides of the shell, just like this. Here's a good shot of the light. Check it out. See, it's pretty visible. Okay. Here we go. If this is an eel, it is a good size one, whatever this is. To be honest, I was on the phone and I looked and I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, running over here. What do we got here? Yep, not an eel. But yeah, you're right. I'm kind of glad I stayed. It doesn't really make up for what I lost, but at least I'm still catching fish. Ooh, we got something good here. Bent this rod tip way down. Ooh. Do we have, yeah, we got the drag set right. He's got my rod tip way bent down. Oh, there we go. Billy just said to me in a text, I hope you catch a big one tonight. So, oh, nope, here he is. He's still with me, or is that the mud? Did you get me into the mud? I don't know. He may have just came off, guys. I'm not sure what's up. That means I'm not leaving. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a gaff top for sure, because it's not 12 feet up the line, but the whole leader is slimed. So we just lost a halfway decent gaff top. Of course, this is a smaller rod. This is one of my short catfish rods. It's a medium tough, it's a coastal tough. It's a medium heavy, but it's only 6 feet and we're only using 20-pound tests. So yeah, I was just on the phone texting back and forth with Billy, who actually makes these lights. He actually makes them himself. So that light's working out pretty good. Whew. I know it's a lot of video for not a lot of fish, but I am known for showing you the good and the bad. It's not always rainbows and unicorns, but the light did work for me. Yeah, you're right, I enjoyed it. And that spot, snaggy, the further out I go, not so bad the further in I am. So everybody that's telling me that spot's not snaggy, they don't have 12-foot rods. They're not getting out as far as I am. But we will try that spot again in a different manner. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching, guys, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.